Hey, so first off, thanks so much to everyone who backed 868 back. I'm still going right now, thanks to you. Yeah, it was a lot of, I knew it would be a lot of work, but it was more work than I even anticipated doing that. Just like the emotional labor of keeping up motivation to keep posting through it, and the dealing with the uncertainty about what the outcome would be. Yeah. Beforehand, people who I discussed it with who had done crowdfunding kind of things before really advised me to put the bare minimum target, so that, because it has a all or nothing kind of schema, if you only get the minimum, that's still really good to have. You don't want to be in a situation where people have offered to pay a large amount of money, but because you set a target even higher, that doesn't go through, and you have to like maybe scramble and do another campaign after, asking for a smaller amount and hoping that the same people still, or something. Yeah, like it's. So I put what I'd worked out was really a tight minimum, and yeah, we got to that minimum, and that was good, and that was like when it was getting there but not quite is a bit stressful, but then we got there, and then it completely tapered off, and I didn't know, like, had I put a higher minimum, would that momentum have kept going and got up to that? Like, did I do the wrong thing? And I talked to some people who have done many crowdfunding campaigns before, and they said, like, it's impossible to know, but like, at least you've got what you've got. Yeah, and it's like, it's totally normal for there to be that burst of interest and then a slump through the middle. Like, most of the funding always happens in the first 3 days, in the last 3 days, and like, maybe we should just run them for 6 days and not get so exhausted in the middle, but like, yeah, so it's completely normal to have that trough in the middle, but yeah, just not knowing if, like, maybe I should have asked for more, maybe people would have been happy to give more had I asked, but like, I asked for what I needed and I got what I needed, and I even at the end got up to what I had been going to put before people advised me to put a lower amount, and like, I don't, sometimes these kind of campaigns just go ballooning off way past, and like, whenever you open yourself up to a random variable in your income, like, maybe you're going to get silly amount rich, and like, usually that doesn't happen, and that's yeah, I'm not I'm not bothered that didn't happen. Like, I got what I needed, and it's gonna get me made this game, and that's gonna be great. Just the emotional uncertainty of, like, maybe this could go way more. Okay, it hasn't, and that's the normal expected outcome. But just because you knew there was a possibility of a different outcome, it confuses you a bit. Yeah, so that's great. Anyway, thanks so much, and yeah, we made it. I'm making the game. I've been exhausted. I had meant to do it like a month or so earlier, but that was just when I managed to get all the pieces together, and that I accept that. But so that was finishing straight before the Christmas break. So then after the exhaustion of that, then I went to having the kids home full time, and it was a time. I tried to do a video a month or so ago, and it was just like confused, incoherent, because I was exhausted. So that's as a person with a chronic health issue, like that's a lot. But I have rested and done my best to take care of myself through that, and kept up momentum on making the game, and everything is good. And in the long term, I'm pretty confident that things are going to be going well, because I'm making a great game, and I'm more mature than when I made games before. Like more years have passed than I meant to before my next release, but I've spent time being a parent, learning more about life, learning more about myself and how I work, and what my abilities and resources are, and what my limits are. And yeah, I've got this. A lot of people are talking about how it's a really bad time for the games industry, funding's so hard, and making money from games so hard, and like it's easy to get worried about that. And maybe some people should worry and take different courses, but I feel a lot of confidence that I'm doing the right thing for me right now, and the work that I'm producing has what it needs to keep supporting me, and that's all it really needs to do. I don't need a huge team of hundreds of people making a game that's worse than what I can make myself, like a lot of people seem to want. Anyway, I guess I'm just glad that I'm not part of the game industry. I'm just like, if the game industry is in a bad place, that has very little to do with me. Okay, the game itself has been coming along. Despite being slowed down a bit by school holidays and such, I've kept working on it. In terms of the game mechanics, I've still been like adding lots of fresh ideas and more progs, more devices, more bonus power-ups, just like everything I think of goes in, gets tried, a lot of it gets thrown back out, but it's been an additive kind of phase where more has been going in than has been coming out. I'm trying to shift towards a more subtractive phase. Like just this week, I deleted 6 or 7 abilities that were fine, but not good enough. Is that you have to take out the stuff that's just a bit good to make space for the excellent. And yeah, I've been focusing on the broad strokes, like having all the pieces in place. There's a lot of like corner case interactions. How does this device work when you also have this device and this power up active? Those details I can sort out. It's just time consuming labor, and I can do that. I've done that before, but I'm not focusing on it right now because I want to make sure the pieces that I'm fitting together are actually the ones I'm going to have in the end. I don't want to go into all that depth if I'm just going to decide, yeah, this is okay, but in the last month the last big missing piece was so your hacking servers. Some of the servers are conglomerated into mega corporations, and there was a build-up as you hack more and more servers from the same megacorp. You're getting more information on their networks, and that gives you an advantage against them. And there needed to be some kind of response from the organization, some kind of counterattack, and just in the last couple of weeks I've got that, a preliminary version of that, and that's, yeah, the details of it will change, but with that there, that it feels like the whole, you know, all the forces that needed a counterbalance them are in place, so it's a complete coherent system. It's like it was already a playable game. You could play through to the end, win or get a score or whatever, but now it has a sense of completeness about it, and like there will be more wider senses of completeness as I go on, but this is one of them. So I'm celebrating that little milestone. And in terms of adding new devices and power-ups and stuff, I think I've got all the mind-blowing ones in, right? All the ones that... Okay, I lie. I actually, just on the walk up here, one that I had been discarding, I thought of how I could make it work in a way that would be cool. So there's one more that might require a bit of a rewrite of the game code. But apart from that, like, I'll have to see. That one might not work. But that was just breaking news. Apart from that, everything that's going to require rewriting the core game systems is kind of done. Like, there will be more ideas that come. I leave openness to that right throughout the project, but I expect what else comes, it's going to be more additive on top of what's there, rather than having to rework fundamentals. But yeah, the things that are there that did require that are pretty cool, and like, you're going to play the game and you're going to say, wow, I can't believe the game does this, and I can't believe that it works, but somehow it does. So that's, yeah, like, I people like that kind of thing from me, so I've got a bit of that in there, and yeah, I'm keeping it under wraps for now, but I'm excited to get it out there and have people get surprised by it, and yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so there's still a lot of testing and iteration needed on the game, but like, the gameplay is coming together in a nice way. The sound, it currently still doesn't have sound. This month, Tara has finished the project she was doing for her music. By the time I post this video, she will have finished the project she was doing for her music course, and so she's going to be free to start collaborating on the sound. So yeah, we're starting that this month, and this is kind of the biggest area of uncertainty for me, because like, I don't know what's going to come out of that collaboration. That's introducing a new factor. I've worked on most of my games. I've made all the sounds myself, and I can do that. I'm satisfied with that. A couple I have gotten help from a specialist to, well, Helix Tubes did all the sounds, and FedEx Dispenser, Ashan did some backing tracks, and that might be it. But in both those cases, they were people who were professionally working in games audio previously, and so had that experience. And so I kind of knew the shape of what to expect from them, even if like what actually came out was new and delightful. But yeah, Tara she's new to this, so I don't in the long run, she is going to produce some amazing music. She has incredible taste, not just in husbands, but in music. From knowing what she listens to, and she studied music for some years, so she has that background in theory and such, but she's just for a few months been studying electronic music production. So I know with her capacity, she is going to be able to produce something amazing when she gets there. Where she will get to this year, completely don't know. It's okay. We'll do what we can with the resources we have. But yeah, like I've made great sound for games before. People often really admire and appreciate the sound that I make for games, and she has a bunch of skills that I don't have. So like putting that together, we're bound to come up with something cool and interesting. I just don't know exactly what yet. So that's yeah. So that's a mystery, and I'd like to try and reserve some budget just in case we do end up wanting some contribution from someone else for it, but we'll see. We might not need that. And yeah, the graphics I haven't been working much on them for a while. I did a little push to get some cool screenshots for the crowdfunding campaign, but since then I've just been working on the game mechanics. So yeah, there's a lot of it looks cool, and like basically I wanted to be able to show a cool screenshot, so I got something that looks cool in a screenshot, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't have animation, like none of the, maybe two of the progs, but most of the progs don't have any animation. They just like immediately change the board state, and so there's a lot I want to do to make it look alive, and yeah, that's stuff I can do, but it's the kind of thing that can be very time consuming. Like I can spend a whole day just like messing with one shader and trying different versions, and it's not it's immersive, satisfying work, but it doesn't have the rate of productivity that I tend to have when I'm working on design and code. So yeah, I'm gonna get sketches of everything in place and then see what I can do. Like, and then again, that's an area where, like, probably, yeah, I would like to have some budget spare to, if I'm just not satisfied where I'm getting to, get a specialist and to help finish it off. Probably we're not going to have enough for both of those. Probably not. Yeah, that's an area where it would have been nice to just like have lots of money come in and just be like, yeah, but like, I mean, objectively, what I got from the crowdfunding is a large number, but just like when you are feeding a family of 2 children and 7 months of work, and it just like it goes, and then there's tax, yeah, like so it's but yeah, maybe just like some like troubleshooting from like someone who knows that will just be able to come in and like, you should just like make this shade of red like have 0.2 more green in it, and it'll make it shine more, and like I wouldn't have thought of that. So like yeah, that kind of stuff I'll be asking for help on probably, but when I have all the broad pieces in place. Yeah, so that's my and then there's the tutorial / onboarding, like there's definitely a risk making a sequel to a deep game that people have played for years and are experts in, that I could be making a game only for experts in the original. Like I don't want to do that. And with what I have right now, I don't think I've done that, because most of what the original had that made it possible for people to get into it and learn it is there. So like I don't have like the unlocking gradually more progs over time, and that I will get some form of that, and at least, because that helps a lot, because you just have to find out what all these things do. Even if I have like clear text explanations, even if I have like little animations showing you what it does, like you still have to conceptually absorb that information. So yeah, so figuring out what structure works with the new game structure for that kind of unlocking gradual introduction, and what other elements of offering guidance, tutoring, direction are going to help. That's a big and slightly intimidating stage of the project. Like right now, people playing it is just me and a couple of people who are experts in the original, and that's great for a depth first, making the what the game gets to good. But yeah, having to my ideal is to support people to figure it out themselves. I don't want to just like tell you, do this, now go here, now do this, like that kind of heavy-handed tutorial. Like nobody likes it, but a lot of people, despite saying they don't like it, do it in their games because they can't find an alternative way that feels satisfying. And yeah, like the board game crowd just want me to write a rule book so they can read the rule book and go, maybe I can do that, I don't know. But most people playing video games don't seem to absorb much information from reading. Certainly not from a whole block or book of text, but even if you put on the screen instruction, do that. Like it's amazing, like testing with people, like you have written on the screen exactly what they have to do. You see them read it, they speak the words, like, oh, it says I have to go here and press this button when I'm facing the door, and then like then they just like, what do I do? I don't know. It's like that thing you just read. Yeah, no, it's there's yeah, like just when you do playtesting, you see things about how the human mind works and doesn't work. That's quite enlightening. Anyway, I believe in supporting people to discover and grow themselves rather than trying to walk them through it, because being walked through it isn't fun and doesn't work. So, and I think I have a lot of new insight as a parent, seeing how people explore and grow and develop from nothing, and myself as well. Like the last several years, I've been learning to dance, which like was something I never did, and yeah, seeing how I learn and how other people around me develop in a skill that's in a way natural, but completely unfamiliar, and at first feels wrong and awful. Yeah, so all these things. I think I have a lot of insight to bring to bear on the problem of how to guide people into their own discovery and exploration of a game in a way that will work for more people than what I've done before. It's like that's a thing that has been a strength of my games for the people who had the grit and the willingness and perhaps some prerequisite skills to be positioned to do that exploration discovery. And what a lot of people who have done that say was a really enjoyable, satisfying part of playing my games. Yeah, I think I have the potential now to open up that joy to more people than what my games were reaching before. But it's a huge project, and yeah, when I was planning the Cinco Pausch sequel, which is like even more than Ace Attack, a game of discovery and learning to act and reason under uncertainty, I had a grand plan of how I was going to really achieve a very good version of that, and yeah, so that didn't work out yet because of the funding issues. But like having planned out that project, I know like really doing a good version of that is a huge project, and so I'm not going to be able to do the best version of that in this current project. Like that's just physics. Like with the resources I have available, the time I have available, I'm not going to do. But that's okay, because this is a nerdy cyberspace hacking game. Like, it's not trying to be a mass market, like able to guide any person who's never played a roguelike or never played a strategy game or whatever before into that journey of discovery. It's a game for people who like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to meet that, but that's a project for the future. Right now, I have a lot on my plate, and yeah, it's gonna be cool to see where it goes, and whatever happens, the game's already good. So when I release it, like it's gonna rock. So yeah, thanks for your support. Thanks for your ongoing support, people who are contributing to my Patreon. Thanks for your future support, people who are going to buy the game when it comes out. And yeah, thanks. See you later.